champions and the boxing superstars, where are you? I'm waiting, let's fight. I'm the most avoided boxer.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so probably for me, the fight that I was looking the most forward to seeing what would happen this weekend was actually, believe it or not, the WBO Cruiserweight fight between Lawrence Okolie and Billam-Smith, because big fan of both these guys. You know, follow both their careers for a long time. And I wanted to see how Lawrence Okolie would do in his second fight with Sugar Hill Stewart, because, you know, I had a chance to watch him work in the gym one time before the David Light fight. And I wanted to see, you know, what adjustments and what, you know, fine-tuning had been made with Lawrence and Sugar Hill between when I seen him train to now with the Billam-Smith fight, right? And then, you know, as far as Billam-Smith coming off of two very great performances against, you know, a devastating knockout against Arnold Jojai, and one of the best fights in British boxing in recent memory between him and Isaac Chamberlain. So, you know, with that being said, fight was a blowout, and it was honestly, it was a boring ass fight, to be honest with you. Lawrence Okolie made the fight very ugly. He didn't really box from the outside or really show tons of technical improvement with Sugar Hill. You know, anytime he got within mid-range, he started pushing up on Billam-Smith and trying to impose that physical size. Did an excessive holding, got deducted a point on multiple occasions. And I just think all the negative things about Lawrence Okolie's style, they all caught up to him in this one fight, because Billam-Smith had the size to deal with him. Billam-Smith was a sharp enough puncher to make him pay when he would jump in and try to clinch. And because of that, he got dropped. His legs gave out. And Lawrence Okolie, for lack of a better term, he really, in this particular fight, he shit the bed. He really did. I thought he'd handle the loss very well. You know, he conducted himself as a champion in the aftermath of the loss, so he deserves credit for that. But Lawrence Okolie has a lot to work on, and I don't know how much longer he's going to stay at Cruiserweight. Like, I know there's rematch clause, and I think they might go ahead and, like, exercise the rematch clause. But the reality is that Lawrence Okolie has a lot to work on. It's crazy saying that because he was champion, he defended the belt so many times, but he has a lot to work on. And don't get it twisted, like, it wasn't all bad. There were a handful of instances when he did actually sit there and just, you know, throw nice, sharp, compact punches. He landed on Billam-Smith, and at times it looked nice, but those moments were just so few and far between, and he didn't have that physical advantage that he was normally accustomed to having, like he's had in the past against guys like David Light, Isaac Chamberlain, Matty Askin, you know, and Krzysztof Klawacki. So, you know, it's a sad state of affairs for Lawrence Okolie, but it's great for Billam-Smith, right? Because now he's champion, and that opens the door for some great, you know, matches for him. You know, you got right now the champions in the division. You got Badou Jack, who's got the WBC belt. You got Jay Opetaia, who has one of the belts. You got Arsen Opetaia, I believe, has the IBF belt. Arsen Goulamirian has the WBA. So it's not necessarily the strongest crop of champions, you know, at Cruiserweight right now, but I think there's some great fights to be had in the Cruiserweight division for Billam-Smith. You got the least desirable is probably the Okolie rematch, because most people just don't like Okolie's style. So there's that could happen. You got Richard Riakporhe, who, you know, a lot of people believe is the best cruiserweight in the UK domestically, and you know, a lot of people wanted to see Okolie fight him, and they had that big old incident at the Creed 3 movie premiere in the UK. So, you know, now that Billam-Smith has that belt, maybe Riakporhe gets a shot. You know, Isaac Chamberlain, who was scheduled to fight on this card, but you know, what's his name? Mikael Lawal pulled out with a toothache injury, a toothache injury which he never even provided medical proof for. You know, a lot of people enjoy that last fight. I know Isaac hasn't fought since the Billam-Smith fight, but if Isaac can get a couple wins, maybe they revisit that rematch in the future for the title. So there's options out there for CBS, you know, and you know, a lot of credit has to go to Shane McGuigan, right? Because Shane McGuigan has had a lot of fighters leave him over the last couple of years, like Lawrence Okolie left him, which made this fight that much more personal. but like Lawrence Okolie left him. Dale Dubois recently left him. Josh Taylor left him. So, you know, I know for McGuigan, this has to be a big deal for him, and I know it is. He said it's like the defining win of his trainer career so far, because, you know, he has a different type of relationship with Chris Billam-Smith. So I know it's very satisfactory for him. But the way I see it is this, guys. The way the landscape of Cruiserweight shaking out right now is I think Chris Billam-Smith is going to have a legitimate chance here to become the #1 Cruiserweight in the world. You know, Opataya hasn't fought since Marius Briedis, and he's coming off of a broken jaw. So you don't know what he's going to be like. And to beat Chris Billam-Smith, you got to be physically prepared, you know. And we just don't know how Opataya will respond physically. Arsene Goulamirian is a guy that I think Chris Billam-Smith will smoke. He'll beat the brakes off him. Badou Jack's a good fighter, overachieved to become a 3-division champion, but you know, Badou Jack is, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Badou Jack beats Chris Billam-Smith. So the only guy I really feel could beat Chris Billam-Smith as a champion would probably be Opataya. And then outside of Opataya, I'm looking at Richard Riakporhe as probably the #1 contender to beat Chris Billam-Smith. So, you know, it's going to be very intriguing to see how the division shakes out. But that's my take on the fight. Lawrence Okolie and all the negative things with his style caught up to him in this fight. And Chris Billam-Smith was able to capitalize on it. And, you know, just as a guy who, you know, I've encountered Lawrence Okolie on multiple occasions. He's a viewer of this channel. He's a supporter of this channel. I love Lawrence Okolie. I got a lot of time for him as a person. But just as a boxing fan, style-wise, I really do think I don't want to see the rematch because the fight was ugly. And I really would like to see Lawrence Okolie take some lesser fights so he can really get those things that Sugar Hill Stewart's trying to implement within his style, implement it into his style, like get it fully ingrained into his style. If he's got to take, you know, lesser fights to do that, then that's okay. You know, I remember when Oscar Valdez, when he first started training with Eddie Reynoso, Oscar Valdez didn't just jump into a big fight, Miguel Burchell. No, he fought, you know, some lesser fighters, kind of got the Eddie Reynoso philosophies and styles implemented into his style, and then when they felt comfortable, then they went into a big fight. So I feel like if Lawrence Okolie is going to stay at Cruiserweight and wants to become champion again, that's the route he's going to have to take. And if he's thinking about going to heavyweight, then he really better take his time then, because he's not going to have a physical advantage, and he'll get hurt even worse up there. So my thing is, you know, take your time, fine-tune some things, then go into a big fight. But shout out to Chris Billam-Smith, the fighting pride of Bournemouth, one of the best cruiserweights in the world. He's done it again. Got a great resume. You know, Craig Glover, Isaac Chamberlain, Arnold Jojai, Lawrence Okolie. You know, he's putting together a nice little resume for himself. So shout out to him on becoming a world champion. And let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys want to see Chris Billam-Smith fight next? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.